So first up, congrats on the film's Oscar nomination. What was your reaction to the news?
I was actually in the theater, and I think it was one of my actors who said to me, hey, you Puss would have been nominated for an Oscar. Oh, really? I didn't realize. No, but so I'm very happy, of course, for me and for everybody who has been involved in this process, which has been long, because probably the longest since we started, doing first the Shrek series and then the Puss, the longest because of the COVID. The COVID stopped everything and changed a little bit the course of the movie. We were in one direction, we were aiming to one thing, and then the COVID changed a little bit the subject. A little bit, no, a lot. It changed the subject, and we started going in a different direction. And I think that was a very clever thing to do. And so, and I think we now we are receiving actually the recognition of our own people, because the Oscar is, everybody is voting in the Academy. So,
wonderful. Then there are unique challenges in doing voice work for animation. Have you enjoyed the process, and did you find it easier this time around?
Yes, because I know the character very well. And it doesn't matter where you throw him, in what type of story. I know already, after 20 years with them, how his reactions would be, in front of many different obstacles, challenges. So, yeah, well, it was surprising to me. I have to recognize that, how deep they went with this life and death situation, and how much they asked me to really perform in a completely different way, with hyperventilation, totally in panic, vulnerable. You see the character in a completely different way, depressed at the beginning of the movie. I could do some comedy with it, but at the same time, you see a character that is, like a shadow of what he was at some point, and that was interesting. It was challenging and it was fun, just to do that through the voice, and of course, the group of characters around the beat of the character. The first time I saw him with the beat was very funny, actually. Yeah, it made me laugh. My own character made me laugh. If he does make me laugh, I think normally that if I am having a lot of fun with the character is going to actually connect with people.
Then next up, the story takes some of its inspiration from Grimm's fairy tales and has some darker moments alongside the more comedic aspects. Were you really excited when you read the script? Yeah,
and I think that combination of darkness, the kids are intelligent enough. And as I answered before, when I was a kid and I saw, animation movies for kids, the villains had to be up to the heroes, because then you enjoy the movie. Then you enjoy actually when the white side of the movie defeats the dark side of the movie. If it's weak and it's too easy, you don't get connected to the story. But if the power behind that mountain, it's very strong, and then you rule for the good guy. You rule for the hero because of the difficulties that he has to overcome. And so, yeah, when I saw the movie and I saw the wolf character, I thought, oh my God, it comes out to be very strong, And but that makes the challenge for Puss in Boots bigger. And at the end, you kind of become emotional when he finally comes out with a conclusion, which is the love for life, the only one that he has. And he said to him by killing softballs, he says, you have one life, man. Just enjoy. You have to enjoy every aspect of it. And that is a beautiful message. There's no discussion about that. Because we sometimes forgot that there are people, not just kids, but people in general, we live like we are never going to die. And it's as ridiculous as it sounds, a lot of people live like that, and they accumulate things. It's not an accumulation of money, possessions, material things. Like when they're going to die, they're going to take that with them. The movie is intelligent in that aspect. Yeah.
Amazing. The animation in the film is incredible, like a comic book come to life. How impressed have you been with the work of all those involved and the images they have produced?
Also, it goes almost to expressionism. I mean, it's manga in a way, it's in the way that Japanese cartoons have been performing in the last, I don't know, 30 years in a way. They incorporated that for the action scenes, and they got this kind of a strobe element to it that makes the whole thing very sharp and beautiful. I loved it. That was a surprise for me when they sent me the first cuts of those scenes. It was like, whoa, it's very interesting. Eye-popping and almost expressionist. I just love that challenging thing. So you don't go back again and again and again in the same kind of. The opportunity that they give themselves to just get out of the box is something that I think audiences all around the world are thankful for. Especially all the ones who are freaks of this type of movies, and there is a lot of those. Believe me, I receive letters from everywhere in the world. Talking about actually that, the style of the movie, the form of it. I think it's an interesting thing.
Are you going to miss playing Puss if this is the last time, and what would you miss the most about him?
I wouldn't miss anything because the character doesn't go anywhere. If I do it again, it would be great. If I don't do it anymore, those 5 movies will be there even when I disappear. So there is nothing to be missed. It's just a wonderful time that I had with the character that produced an impact in audiences all around the world, and that is, in a way, what you look for. Just produce a good impact in people.
Amazing. Do you think we will see a Puss and Donkey buddy movie down the line?
I would love to, but I don't know if that is in the mind of the people of the studio. I would like to see the whole entire group together again. I would like to see Shrek back, and Donkey and Fiona and everybody in the gang, and probably with some incorporation like Perrito, and it would be great, just to see all of these guys together again, just having fun and making audiences all around the world enjoy. Yeah.
And then the last question, the Indiana Jones 5 trailer is now out. Are you as excited to see it as we all are?
Yeah, I am pretty sure it's going to be a great movie. There's no doubt in my mind. And my participation is just very small. But just to be attached to it, it's been great. It's been great just to get to. I worked with Harrison before in the Expendables, but we never got together in the same scenes. We were not on the screen together. This time, yes. And also for me, besides Harrison, who has been wonderful, actually, to work with him, is a great guy. But Phoebe Waller-Bridge for me has been amazing. She's so funny and intelligent human being. I just love her. I would love to work with her at some point again, in my life. Yeah, because he has been for me a discovery. Of course, I know Fleabag and everything that she's done as a comedian, as an actress, but just working close to her, yeah, she's special. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.